Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to this video that's focused on Seerist Search Library. Today I'd like to discuss how you can use the search library to aid with horizon scanning and help improve the efficiency you have in monitoring ongoing events worldwide. A lot of our clients and prospects at Seerist tell us that me and my team are focused on a number of topics and issues. We don't have time to set up queries to keep track of them all. I don't want to miss anything important, but with multiple major events ongoing, I'm worried that we can't keep up. I just need to be able to quickly monitor open source data relevant to major issues so I can inform decision makers about how to respond to ongoing threats to our operations. So today I'm going to walk you through how you can use the Seerist Search Library to address that issue. It offers quick access to pre-built queries so analysts and users can grab them off the shelf and use them to monitor and respond to ongoing events. This can augment smaller teams, exponentially shortening the time spent on manual horizon scanning and checking for events, and can augment bigger teams by allowing for quick sharing and dissemination of data from similar data sets to establish an efficient battle rhythm. Ultimately, these pre-built queries are meant to lighten analyst load, saving time and allowing them to focus on a variety of topics. I'm now going to show you a sample workflow for an analyst or operator to be able to discover and monitor developments for a topic of interest. In this case, we're going to focus on recent protests in the country of Georgia. This can also help me anticipate and respond to these threats as they may affect operations, travelers, and assets in the region. When first logging in, I'm taken to the latest dashboard. As part of today's tasks, I'm going to dive into the country of Georgia, since my remit includes the country. I'm interested in analysis pieces and verified events posted in the last 30 days. So up top, I have a number of countries that I've been monitoring, which includes the country of Georgia here. And looking through the analysis pieces, I can see that yesterday one was posted discussing this change to the visa-free regime within Georgia, and also mentioning something that I think is of utmost importance in this case, which is that protests are expected to continue in the coming days. After reading through this analysis, I'd also like to check some of our recent Seerist Intelligence Analyst verified events by clicking on the Verified Events tab. And I can also see a post from yesterday discussing a protest within Tbilisi outside the Ministry of Internal Affairs regarding the issue. This gives me enough ammunition to start diving into more open source media. I'm going to do that using the Seerist Search Library. By navigating to search, I can click on the drop-down up top and open the search library. You'll notice a number of different features up here that allow me to quickly find things that I might be interested in. In this case, I'm just going to type in the country name, Georgia, which allows me to see a specific query that's already been built for this particular issue. I can also use category markers if I know that there are going to be a number of countries that I'm monitoring in relation to a particular topic, as well as a recent update. Once I've found this search, I'm going to click View Results on the right-hand side, which will take me back to the search bar. A few things to note here, especially you'll notice on the left-hand side that this alert has already been vetted and filled with a number of different keywords. You can see these are relevant to the situation within Georgia, as we've seen a number of different things pop up during protests, including the use of water cannons, discussions about the interaction between law enforcement and civilians during these protests, and a number of different things. You'll also notice some exclusionary terms here as well in order to minimize the amount of information that we're getting from specifically Russian, Azeri, and Ukrainian sources. As I view these results, I notice that there are quite a few that I think might be relevant. I'm seeing some coming from major news outlets within the European Union. I'm seeing a few coming from social media, including Facebook and X, as well as Telegram, as well as some from outside of those regions. There's a lot of information covering this topic, and I know that having this kind of information at my fingertips is going to be much easier with this pre-built alert. So far I've done very little in order to find this information, but I'm already getting good data, good posts, and good content. As I walk through these results, I notice a few that are of interest to me, so I'm going to add them to a folder for later safekeeping. And then I can move on to a number of other different pieces of content and see which ones might inform analysis later on. Once I've gone through these results, I can adjust any of the terms that I'd like, including changing the date range to find Sentinel events, reading through specific types of content, including social media, news only, etc. And then I can move on to my next task. So we can see in this way that we can use the search library to further inform decision-making by helping us monitor this ongoing unrest, as well as major shifts in the reality on the ground. Finally, if I'm satisfied with the way the results are coming through, I can save this query into my own library in order to revisit it later, as well as to create alerts off of it. Knowing that I'm going to be continuing to monitor this situation in the future, I'm going to create an alert for this that's set to send once per day. And that way I can keep an eye on this without having to come back in and repeat this workflow. Once I'm satisfied with my settings, I'll click Finish and know that I'll be receiving an email tomorrow morning regarding this situation, which will help me to complete any deliverables that I may have and move on to my next task. So with this out of the way, I'm able to pivot on to the next event easily and with little mental load, taking away the time-consuming process of horizon scanning and quickly getting from reported content to dissemination of useful deliverables for my audience. So I hope this video is informative and that you can see in a few clicks, in less than a minute, we're able to go from looking at an ongoing event to quickly being able to set up continuous monitoring of the situation of interest using the Seerist search library. Thank you for your time and have a great day.